Welcome to In the Closet with Amy Goodhart. I am your host, Amy Goodhart. Happy New Year. Happy 2023. What the heck? Wow. 2022, maybe not my favorite year. It was a little funky. It was a lot funky. But something that really is nice that came out of this year was meeting a new friend of mine whom I absolutely adore. We have so much fun nerding out. I would like to introduce you to my friend Larry Foreman, also known on YouTube as the DUI Guy Plus. All of his links will be in the description to look at his channel. It is entertaining. It is educating. It is fun. He's such a sweetheart. And we're just going to shoot the shit today and just hang out. And at the end of this video, I will have a 5-minute vlog video of us out and about in downtown LA. Please welcome Larry Foreman. And here he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
Where?
Larry Foreman, come on down. You're in my closet.
How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so good. You look like you're just chilling in sunny LA and getting ready to go to Vegas, right?
Yes. Yep.
You're going
It's
today?
finally sunny after like 12 days of rain. Jesus Christ.
New Year's Eve was the worst. It was pouring. Oh my gosh. I mean, I was inside, but yeah, I'm like, every time it rains here, I'm like, I did not move here for this. I moved here for like great weather every day.
Daniel Tosh, who said like, I moved to LA. It's like, I don't like LA. You know, people tell him, I like seasons. And he's like, yeah, I moved to LA because I like seasons too. I like a city that skips the shitty ones.
The only season I like is award season.
Put a little seasoning.
Just award season. I don't like the other seasons. I just like the seasons where I can dress up. So this is really fun. So it was like, you know, I was kind of talking about how 2022 for me was a little bit of a shit year. It was a little funky town, I won't lie, but a couple of really great things that came out of it was one, starting this channel and starting the show, which I'd wanted to do for a long time, and meeting new friends. And meeting you has just been like, we have had so many fun little out and abouts. If you're just joining, well, if you're watching, wait till the end of the video so you can see a little vlogging of Larry and I in downtown LA.
Ooh, how exciting.
Yeah, I didn't take any video when we went to the movies. Lewis was all filming us. But if you go to Nuke the Fridge, you can see Larry do his first film review. Right?
I was not very good at it. I was just like, this movie was awesome. 9 out of 10. Fuck yeah, I love it. Yeah. You know, and these two motherfuckers were like, it's like a 5, a 6.
I did not like the movie because I wasn't expecting. We went to see Babylon. You can go to Nuke the Fridge and see Lewis and Larry and I do a review of that. And Larry, yeah. Don't quit your day job. Yeah.
I'm such a fucking like.
I usually like movies too. Like I'm that person that I always see something great about, you know, whenever I watch a movie. I mean, the whole going to a movie with friends experience is what's fun, you know, the popcorn, the atmosphere. But I usually
in my defense, Amy, I was born yesterday, so I have no life experience. That's my defense.
Well, you're defending yourself, Mr. Attorney.
Oh, hell no. He who defends himself has a fool for a
terrible client, right?
I need to hire a lawyer.
Isn't that the expression? He who defends himself has a terrible client.
Has a fool for a client.
A fool for a client. Look at me with my. Speaking of attorneys, I have this coffee cup.
Mega pint. Has all of
these funny. It says, "I'm going to get a mega pint couch." Objection hearsay.
Dot. This?
And then these are stickers from Popcorn Planet,
Oh,
and a couple of my favorite people, but I love Camille Vasquez, and I love you, Larry. I love you.
oh.
So tell some people in my audience a little about yourself in brief.
Sure. Yeah, I'm some schmuck from Kentucky. I have a business. I have a YouTube channel. Um, really not much to tell.
Yeah, and you defend the drinky drinkies.
I defend the drinky drinkies.
No, you defend the innocent ones.
All of the above. They're all categories. No, but in reality, I've been practicing law for about 10 years. Um, I have defended thousands of people in traffic offenses, criminal offenses, misdemeanors, felonies, DUIs, everything. And about 5 years ago now, it's hard to say, like 5 years, such a round number. I started a YouTube channel. Well, it started like a long time ago, but I wasn't like actively feeding it because I didn't know what to feed it until about 5 years ago when it started like gaining traction. I posted a graph, by the way, on my Twitter and on my YouTube. It's kind of, I love numbers. I'm a numbers guy,
I
probably because I'm
know.
0.5% Asian. I found out through my 23andMe. So my half of 1% Asian in me is just like, ooh, numbers.
I
Let's
love that.
fucking go.
I
You
love
know?
that.
So like I like charts, I like plotting, I like to plot numbers on a graph and then plot my future. You know what I'm saying?
This is why we
So
get along. He calls me out for being like a super nerd because I'm walking down the street doing a like a game on my phone, was doing like what is the like, anyway, I was like playing a game and you're like, you
oh
really are
yeah.
such a nerd.
Yeah,
And
I remember that.
meanwhile you're looking at like real estate numbers in downtown LA. You're like, I wonder how many square feet in that footage of that. But we did get along. I didn't think I would turn into kind of like a law tube nerd, um because I don't know, I love learning everything, and I always have used YouTube to learn anything. I didn't know how to garden, I learned how to garden. I like studying languages as a hobby of mine. You can learn anything. But
Yeah.
I started watching uh your channel. I'm can't remember how many months ago, but I just totally fell in love with it because you break shit down, but you have so much fun with it. And I was telling my audience like that you do mock trials of children's books, and you keep it fun, but you also like bring the facts. And I just absolutely love learning, and kind of through your eyes when you are breaking things down legally in pop culture, court cases and things like that. It's just you make it really digestible and easy for people and entertaining. Um, and some people would be, why would you sit there and watch 2 hours of somebody reading through a brief? you know
It
but
would be like fucking boring, wouldn't it? But like and this is where
that you are not boring.
I well, right. Words on a paper by themselves, if you were like to sit down and read them, you would melt out of your skull and you would literally just be like, bored out of your mind. But so just going back to the background question, uh, I started out doing pretty much for 4.5 years. I did exclusively like DUI law type stuff. I started out with posting like all my trials and hearings of actual courtroom footage of me doing work for real people who paid me real money to defend them in court for the alleged crimes that they're being charged with, most notoriously DUI. And then that kind of morphed into like I needed, once I ran out of that content, because it's hard to generate sometimes, you have cases set for trial and they don't go and blah blah blah, so it's kind of hard. So I started doing videos breaking down DUI law in Kentucky, and each week I would do like a different topic, and I did that for months, until I ran out of stuff to talk about in DUI law. So I was like, what do I do now? I started doing reaction videos to people getting arrested for DUI, or if you are at all familiar with First Amendment auditors, I have
Right.
a whole section on that where they're walking around with a camera around like the police station, And cop comes up like, hey, you can't be recording here. Show me the law, motherfucker. Like, what am I? And then some of them get arrested, some get released. And it's like, I break it down like, are they doing the right thing? Are they saying the right stuff? Are they being stupid? So I went into that trajectory. And then one day, a police officer actually reached out to me, an ex cop, and he was like, I would like to break down videos on your show as well, get my charisma up a little bit. His name's Chris, super cool guy. We haven't done a video since like April of last year, but that's because of the trial. It kind of, my channel morphed, which we'll
Yeah.
get to in just a second. So he came on my channel maybe like 5 or 6, maybe 7 times. And he would break things down with me. So I would give like my defense lawyer perspective, and he would give his police officer perspective, because he was used to patrol the streets in Colorado. And so that was basically where my channel was right before the trial. And then after the trial, my channel became very like completely different direction, like entertainment and all that good stuff. So now I went from education to entertainment, and now these two have morphed into something I like to call, and this is a real category if you look this up, edutainment. Education and entertainment together. I inform the public, I read facts, I tell them what I think from a legal perspective, and I try to make it fun, enjoyable, and exciting.
And you drop a lot of F bombs along the way.
Fuck no, I don't. What the fuck are you talking about, Amy? Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
The
That's my
fuck out
23.
of here.
I did a 23 and me too, by the way, and I came back at 85% Italian. I thought I would have
85%
thought I would
pizza.
have more things. But I mean, you practice law for your profession, you do YouTube, but for fun, you also go and watch trials.
For fun.
I mean, you do. You came to LA. You followed. You just as a citizen, kind of watched in on the Danny Masterson, famous Scientologist, his trial, and then across the hall. And you were just down the street from me, and then across the hall, you peeped in on the Harvey Weinstein trial here in LA, and but I mean, let's talk about you said that, you know, your channel and your kind of all of your zhuzh kind of really started popping off when you were covering the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. And you were there in Virginia in the courthouse for what you said, about 6 days.
A grand total of 6 in. It would have been 7, but for some motherfucker excluding me on that last day.
Yeah. But I mean, talk about edutainment, right?
Yes.
That trial, who knew? I mean, I was invested in watching it, you know, for reasons that everyone knows, that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard used to be my neighbors. And so I knew a lot of people that were in the case, a lot of the testimony. I knew more than, you know, a handful of people personally. Involved. And so I was just like, waking up at 6 a.m, drinking my coffee, just like, you know, like totally watching all of that. And I mean, everyone who has like a top 10 or a top 5, even a top 5 moments of things that happened that were entertaining. I would say your reaction to TMZ Guy when Elaine got the burn from him was kind of like one of everyone's favorites, because you're just you're just yourself. You just reacted, but it was caught on camera, as the whole trial was. Yeah, and it's just like, you know, you're relatable, you're a real person, you reacted, and your expression, and that just became like a really fun, I guess you became a fun pop culture moment for everyone watching.
I suppose so. Very.
So reaction videos are perfect for you because you're very expressive. Hey,
It's part of my personality. It's not like, you know, oh, at this moment I'm gonna do this, you know. It's like, what the fuck did he just say? You know, like, oh my god, I can't. It's my face just I don't control it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have a poker face? Oh, I guess you do when you're
I
working,
do.
though.
No, of course I
You
do.
do.
Oh my
You've got
God,
like
I
a
have a poker face. But
poker face
when there's no need to keep the poker face,
when
what
you're
I
not.
remember
Yeah.
actually, it's funny that you mentioned that because this is what happened. So day one, if you watch the direct examination of Amber Heard on May 16th or 17th, whatever it was, before the cross on Tuesday, that Monday when we came back to court, that was my first day in court. I was sitting there and I was stoic. I was actually trying to maintain like professionalism and all that.
Hmm.
And then my associates were like, dude, you're right on camera. You know that, right? And I'm like, well, I guess I know, whatever. And they're like, you need to, like, everyone is talking about you. You need to like let yourself loose a little bit. You can't be so stoic. And I'm like, are you sure? I mean, I'm trying to like maintain my poker face, my professionalism and all that. And they're like, no, just fucking be yourself and like just let it loose. And I'm like, all right. And I take criticism very, very seriously. And I followed suit and I started being more myself the second week that I came back, that Monday through Thursday. And then the bombshell came down on Wednesday. So I'm glad it didn't happen when I was like trying to do poker face the entire
Yeah.
time. Then I'll just be
Exactly.
like, or something. I don't know. And
Well, I
there
wanted
you
to
do
ask you. Oh,
you
go
do have
ahead.
this. Sorry, you do have this like professional aura that like you can turn on and off. Like for me personally, I know some people don't have that. I know some people
Mm,
are like they told me like I could never have a YouTube channel. I'm like, why? They're like, because I wear my heart on my sleeve and what comes into the head comes out of the mouth. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a good. You got to have a processing center for like I should say this or I should not say this or this is appropriate, this is inappropriate. If you don't have that, you're in dangerous territory.
I was going to ask you. So, I had asked some of my in the closet, some of the fans
Oh, look
to
at the time. I gotta go.
have a few questions. Some are funny, some but as we were talking about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, one of the questions I had for you is
Yeah.
if you could ask Amber Heard. Now, I've spoken to her a couple of times just in
Ooh.
passing, elevator chat, not a chatty person. But if you could ask her anything and she would be under the influence of truth serum, whatever that means, if you could ask Amber Heard anything and she couldn't lie, only truth could come out, what would you ask her?
Okay. So this one we already know the answer to, but I would want to hear it from the horse's mouth and probably record it. And then post it on the internet and then go viral.
What's the question you would ask her?
I would ask her, did you really think, Amber, that you would successfully gaslight the entire world? Like,
Mm,
did you honestly, sincerely believe that you would successfully gaslight the entire world into your lies? And we know what the answer is. The answer is no, but I had no choice. I had to try because I was already in so deep. I couldn't just like leave, I'm a
yeah,
defendant. She wasn't the one
yeah.
suing. She could just drop the lawsuit and be like, I'm out of here. And she had to testify. Without her testimony, it was going to be a slam dunk. Johnny would have gotten the 50 million. The jury wouldn't even like blink twice, or think twice about it. So yeah, I think that would be my question. I have this piece of hair that just will not cooperate. You don't have to edit this out. I
That's
cannot
so
get it.
funny.
I
I
guess I
feel like
slipped on it wrong,
I don't know. I can see a little there. Um,
right?
you got that sexy
A little
salt and
bit.
pepper hair everyone loves.
Oh,
Salt and
people
pepper.
think it's dyed. Like, who the fuck? How do
I
you
know.
individually
Well,
dye your hairs? Well,
you're
you should just
young.
tell me.
You're young and, have the
I got
salt
my
and
first
pepper gray hair.
I got my
What?
first gray hair 17 years ago. I was 17.
Wow.
My
Oh,
first one. And I made the mistake of plucking it and now it like spread like
and then
wildfire.
grew out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I think so. My question, I I think if I had the question, I would just like, and she couldn't lie. I would ask like, who pooped in the bed?
Of course you would, Amy. Of course you
Because
would.
I'm silly. No.
I love it. I love it.
So funny. Okay, so these are all random get to know you questions.
Okay.
Larry, what is your party trick?
Accents.
It is accents.
Yes.
I've heard you do French, German, Russian.
Jawohl. So we can do some very,
Right.
very good we are going to go to the party and we are going to have a good time. Do you understand? Yes. You know. And we can do a little bit of the oh my god, this is very parmesan, a little bit on the sauce, please. And then if you morph it a little bit, just a little harder, a little bit more force to it. Now you're Israeli,
Mm-hmm.
you just come off the boat, the airplane, whatever the fuck method of transportation you use. And then you can take it a little to the quickie mart to go get yourself a soda. Oh, no, 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 no! You gotta pay for that. You cannot leave here, sir. What else?
Accents. I love
Oh,
that.
of course you can. The most obvious one, which I'm like 50 fucking percent in my blood, is the Russian one. I'm doing a terrible, terrible job right now, but it is a little bit more, kind of like a this.
Now, you were born in Russia, right?
I was.
Yeah. But you lived in Israel for a while and
Mhm.
you've lived in Kentucky for a long time.
Yeah,
How long have you lived in Kentucky?
half my life
Kentucky.
since my first gray hair,
Wow. And you haven't, and you
actually.
didn't get the Kentucky accent, thank goodness.
Now I would beg to differ with there, Mister Yana.
Because
Like
I
I
grew
would
up
like
in
to
New
say,
York, but people always are like, you don't have a New York accent. So I try to have a neutral accent. And maybe that's because I don't know, because I do like studying languages and things like that. That's fun. That's a fun party trick to have. I love hearing you read Curious George books and different accents. And um, I look forward to more mock trials on your channel as well. Let me go through a couple more questions that are the the ask you anything questions. Funny enough, when I did write on on the Telegram, a couple of people wanted to know about your dating life, but I won't directly ask what somebody asked. But a morph of the question of the Ask Larry Anything was, what is your ideal date? Like, if you could have any fantasy date to do anything, what would be your best ideal romantic date?
um,
Morphing what they really were asking, but
see, I'm a simple guy with simple needs. You know what I'm saying? I don't ask for much. Just have a cup of coffee and just fucking be yourself.
mm,
Don't try to pretend. Don't try to be somebody you're not. Just be honest. Because here's the thing. I because of my personal authenticity and how I am true to myself, because I lived a very long life, and when I say hold on, let me rephrase that. I lived a very long period in my life where I was not authentic because I always thought, like, I was taught you have to put on a face, you have to put on like a show, you have to, it's the
yeah,
Russian way, it's like the we don't talk about this outside the family. We don't talk about this outside the house. This is not permissible topic. Like that's the culture
yeah,
I was born into. That's the way I was raised. And for like 90% of my life, I didn't know, like I thought it was normal. I thought it was normal. I was very sheltered. I thought it was like okay to and I thought everybody was like that. I didn't know that there was a whole world outside the house
yeah,
where people are like not like this. And so when I finally started to kind of like, because I was, I'm very European. I'm literally my 23 and me is like, dude, motherfucker, you're 99.5% European. Like I'm not even joking. I posted on Twitter.
yeah,
It's insane how European I am because that's where my roots are. I was born there. I don't have like I'm not a mutt, I am literally the classic example of like an immigrant alien, coming to this country and like from a different country and bringing this fresh new blood with him, right? Literally, it's inside my veins. And I was like, well, what is this whole authenticity thing. Maybe I should test it out. And I started loving myself more. I started feeling better about myself. And you walk through life and you still meet these fake people. It's not just me. I realize a lot of people are in this whole like, I have to put on a face and I
Yeah.
have to like be a certain way. And I dislike and despise these people, and I don't hang out with them because there's no point. You're never going to get an honest bit of truth out of them. Sometimes you may get a nugget here or there, but I like people who are not afraid to be themselves. And so, like, when I go on a date, and I've been on these dates before in my life, many years ago, when you just sit down and you're just like, what is wrong with you? Like, just tell me how you feel. Like, tell me who you are, you know? And instead you get the, well, I this and that, and I'm just like, oh my god, all right, there's no second date here, you know what I mean, in your head already. And then you're like, oh my god, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, 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 I'll see you tomorrow, bye. You
Yeah.
know, so the ideal first date, I don't care where, I don't care, like, morning, noon, night. The whole beauty of life is to just be authentic. If you are authentic, you will automatically become a more likable person, not just to me, to pretty much anybody. um that's my policy, that's my opinion. And like, I can't stand people who are just fake. And I'm not alone. I know a lot of
Uh,
people are, and even fake people will say that. Fake people be like, oh my god, I can't
no, you
stand
know what?
fake
It's
people.
something that
But you're one of them, you know.
I struggle with you know, I don't know, like being a New Yorker living in Los Angeles. A couple days ago was like my 9-year anniversary that I've lived here, which I can't believe it's been 9 years already, which is insane. Um,
Congrats.
but I know, I mean, when I moved, you know, I heard about that. I heard like, oh, people in Los Angeles and Hollywood and Hollywood, and you know, everyone's so phony baloney and no one's authentic. And I didn't want to believe it. I was like, no, you know, I know good people, and I mean, when I moved here, I didn't know anyone. I knew like two people, um, literally, and and I just gave people the benefit of the doubt that they were real, and I thought I had some real friends, and later to find out that, you know, unfortunately, it's true that that stereotype of people in LA being phony baloney is really true. And I just never got it. Like the way people talk about shit but never do it. That's like a thing here. Like people are just, they're like, just so, I don't know. Like people say to me sometimes, they're like, wow, Amy, you're so different. You're so unique because like you don't like just talk about doing something. You actually get up and do it. Like you get shit done. And I'm like, yeah, like why wouldn't you? And they're like, people aren't like that in LA. It's all about who you know, and they just schmoozy. So not
Allow me
hating
to
on it.
surprise you.
Obviously I've lived here for 9 years. There's something that I do love about it. But just not meeting genuine people, second, is
You
not,
have, is
no.
this the free version? So yeah, we're gonna be timed out in 10 minutes.
Yeah. But
But what I was gonna
yeah.
say is, don't this may or may not surprise you. I don't know, Amy, but it's everywhere. It's like that everywhere.
Yeah.
Kentucky is the same way. I have so many people
New York
growing
is
up.
not,
They're like, oh
though.
my
New
god,
York isn't.
you know how cool it would be if we went to go do this. Hey, let's go do that, and then they don't do it. Hey, you know, it'd be awesome if this happened. And I'm the opposite. I'm like, you know, it'd be really cool, like this, and I'll be like, I'm just gonna go and do it, and I go and
Yeah.
do it, and then
Yeah.
people are like, wait, you actually did that? I'll be like, yeah. Like, oh, I
I
didn't even
would
think
say
of
New
that,
York
you
is
know?
different though. Like, I mean, I grew up there, but I still have, you know, a core of like five or six friends that are like actual true friends that I know will be my friends forever. Whereas here it's kind of feels more transient. I don't know. People are kind of in and out of your life when it's convenient for them. But yeah, like I agree with you about like just genuine people being that it's hard to find, but that's like key. That is key. In New York,
Yeah.
people, if you don't like someone, you're like, go fuck yourself. You know, here it's like in LA, if you don't like someone, you're talking shit behind them. You're like, hi, kiss, you know. So it's kind of different. But yes, people in my Telegram group wanted to know about your dating life. And I'm like, I don't know why people always ask me about these things. But yeah, so what are some other ask you anythings? Oh, here's one. Kind of dig into some of like your passions here. Um, Hypothetical question.
Women. Oh, sorry. I thought that
If
was a question.
someone gave
My
you,
passion.
I want to know kind of
I'm
dig
joking. I was
into
joking.
your soul here. But if someone gave you $1 million to donate to any charity, um, it doesn't have to be a specific charity, but like a genre of charity, I guess would
Animals.
do. Animals.
Animals. Anything to do with animals, but like honest and sincere, not CEO is gonna pocket 1/3 of that money, and the staff is gonna pocket the remaining 70%. Like actually, I've always owned animals as far as I can remember. Even when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I had hamsters because I couldn't own larger animals. My parents wouldn't let me. So I've had like one would die and it would literally be replaced by and they were all named Lucy. Some of
No
them may
way,
have been even
really.
male. I don't know,
That's
but
so
like
funny. I had a bird named Lucy.
I had hamster after hamster after hamster named Lucy, and that was I went through like maybe 6 or 7 hamsters or something like that. Um, and yeah, after that, I got my first dog at 17 when we moved to Kentucky, and she lived a good long life. Sadie was her name. After
Oh,
after Sadie, we got Beatty. You all know Beatty. She's 5 now. She's gonna be 6 in May. We share the same birthday. She was born on May the 5th, just like myself. We're
nice.
31 years apart. No, 29 years apart. Um, so she's a little bit younger. But in dog years, I think she's about to pass me if she hasn't already. Um, and of course Zinnia. She's my latest addition. So like
So cute.
I can't. Animals provide companionship and love, and I want that for everybody. Like some people, like my mother, like she did not know the love of an animal, and she was always like, "Ugh, like no."
Mm,
And then after we got her, she was like, "All right, she's cool." So some people don't even know that they love animals until they actually get introduced to an
I
animal, and they're
know.
like, "Oh my God, wow, this is actually kind of cool." Because animals love and they don't ask questions. Humans
They're
can
the
be like,
best.
well, I don't know, do I trust you? Can I truly give my heart to you? I don't want to feel betrayed. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be heartbroken, etc. Dogs, cats, or well, depending on the cat, I should say. I got lucky. I have a cat dog, right?
Yes.
Or dog
Yes.
cat, whatever you want to call it. Like she just is
He is
like the
so
most
cute. What
lovable,
kind
like
of cat is she? You did a DNA test on her?
I did. She is a oh gosh. You put me on the spot. I can't remember. It's on my Twitter. I
Mhm.
posted her genealogy, but she's a
I love that
Western
you're so into stuff like that. I love, I don't
Western
know.
male.
I love like knowing all of those things.
But she's a
You got
tabby.
to meet, yes. Well, I'm so happy that that is your answer for where you would put $1 million for a charity because I agree with you 100%. I just, I love animals. You got to meet my new rescue pup, Suki.
I did.
She took me for a twirl.
She's
And
wild.
that was just like an incredible experience adopting her. And I was nervous because my pup, who I had, Pooper, who was 12, passed away this past May, so about 8 months ago. And I wasn't sure if I was ready, but I just knew I have so much love to give, and there's so many animals in the rest, in the shelters. There was like more than 50 dogs in the shelter that I went to. They were just all so incredible and beautiful, but but yeah, I just like I'm. I'm bursting. I burst with love. Like I wake up every morning now since I got her Christmas Eve. Since Christmas morning, I mean, I wake up every day just like, yes, like let's go. Like I can't wait to just go on long walks with her and just love her so much. And I'm training her. She's doing really, really great. And I did her wisdom panel DNA test a couple of days ago. I sent it in. So they
Did
told
you
me
base
that,
pause or what?
what's that?
Is it called? Did you use base pause or something else?
I think it's called like a wisdom
Oh,
panel.
there's
But
several.
but it's yeah. So to see her DNA, because I think they think she's a pit bull Weimaraner lab, but I don't know. We'll
There's
see what
definitely
else.
pit in her. 100% there's pit in her.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Um, but I don't know. I'm just excited to just kind of see what else is in there. But I love her so much. Oh, yeah, animals are great. I used to have birds and I had a lizard for a pet. I had a leopard gecko named Cavalli for 5 years. I had doves for many, many years. I
Wow.
was breeding them basically. They were breeding. And so I had 2 doves and I had 6, and I love training them. That was really fun. So I
Sounds
used to
like it.
train my birds to come and like land on my arm and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Doves are easy to train. They're smart pigeons.
Here, Sparky.
What I used to do is every time I changed their water and fed them, I would ring a dinner bell, and then I would move their cage around, and then
How Pavlovian of you.
they just got used to the bell, and I trained them to like perch on I had a chandelier in my living room. It was all white, and I had all of the birds perched on the chandelier, like, they would hang out. And yeah, they had such great personalities. They would yeah, I could train them to do anything. And I rescued one of the birds from a magician who was magicians like to put doves in top hats, not me. Anyway, but I'm an animal lover. You're an animal lover. You're going to Vegas. I'm so excited to hear about. You got your shirt on. Do you have anything else you would like to say to the viewers in the closet? Any other secrets?
Don't forget to subscribe to this lovely lady.
Mm-hmm.
Like this video and subscribe to the channel. And
Absolutely. And when's your next mock trial coming up?
I don't know, actually. I was gonna do one yesterday, but my schedule got a little topsy-turvy because of my intermission trip back home for New Year's. So I got behind, like 3 days behind basically, which again, not complaining one bit. 2 of those days spent traveling and then one day basically just relaxed. But yeah, actually I don't know. I may have to put the mock trial on the back burner a little bit because there's a lot of good stuff to cover and do right now. And I'm still finishing up the Amber Heard insurance. We just covered the New York Marine versus Amber Heard lawsuit, which is completely so. I tweeted about this and people were like, "This is over. Like it's all done. Like Larry, what are you doing? This is all null and void." And of course, the majority of people, I don't fault them. They're like, "It's been settled. It's over. The trial and the appeal are over. There are other lawsuits that are alive and well and are not over and under actually direct orders to respond and reply with deadlines. Like the next deadline is a week from today. Wow. January 13th, New York Marine has to respond to the counterclaim that Amber Heard is alleging against them in the lawsuit in the Central District of California. So this is completely separate and distinct as its own case number, its own parties. And basically, the settlement said Amber owes $1 million. Well, she's trying to get her insurance to front the bill. Insurance is saying you had willful conduct. Therefore, we do not cover you. We only cover negligent conduct. And she's countersuing saying, no, you have to pay because blah, 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 blah. Watch the video and you'll see what I mean. And so in the video, we talk about the complaint by New York Marine asking the court, like, do we have to pay? And her countersuing saying, you have to pay. Now, what's left on the table is there's another parallel lawsuit of Travelers Insurance because Travelers is their other insurance company, also covering Amber Heard, and Travelers is suing New York Marine, saying also you have to pay. So it's a whole giant pot. We haven't covered that complaint yet. That's actually from a couple of years ago. But most people are just like unaware because we didn't really delve into that stuff
Yeah.
because we were very focused on the trial, then we were
Do you
focused on
think
the appeal.
any, I mean, obviously she is, you know, trying to get out of paying from her own personal. Do you think Johnny Depp will actually ever see any of that settlement? I mean,
I mean,
from
he
her or
should.
the insurance company?
Am I lagging? What's going on?
Oh yeah, you just froze for a second.
Hold on. I lagged. Yeah, internet connection is unstable. I don't know what's going on. Maybe
You're
my
good.
Wi-Fi just kicked off. All right, now we're good.
No, you're
Um,
good.
do I think that Johnny is ever going to see a dollar of that settlement money? Well, first of all, he doesn't want it. He already said that he's going to donate it to charity. So he doesn't give a shit. He's well off. He's fine. Money to him is nothing. It's to getting his reputation doing it for his kids, as he said. But again, at the end of the day, Amber's going to have to fork over the money if the insurance company ends up winning the lawsuit, and she's going to have to pay their attorney's fees. So it's going to get nasty. It's going to get
Yeah.
very nasty. She's definitely on the losing end of the stick because the policy is very clear. Intentional torts are not covered. And even though I don't know the law on this subject, um, lawyers have this thing called like a logical type law type instinct that you sharpen and develop over the years. Like if you had asked me this like 7 or 8 years ago, I probably would not have an answer. But because I've been doing this for so long, when we get a question that we have no idea what the answer is or what the law is on the topic, we can dig into what we do know. And usually the answer that makes the most sense, because law is about fairness. What is the law? For the most part, law is about making things fair. And the fair answer is that the insurance company does not have to pay because the conduct is willful and policy does not cover it. That is the shortest, quickest, most logical, most fair answer, and
Right.
that's usually the correct one. Now, sometimes you do have obscure laws that are like, well, in the case of da da da, you do have to pay. Obviously, I don't know that. I don't practice in the insurance defense realm, which is what this is. But yeah, so we're going to be covering that. I'm hoping to interview a few people on my channel. I cannot reveal at this juncture who they are, so it is a secret.
Stand
Um,
by.
but they might be, pretty known to some people. They're definitely not
Amazing.
unheard of. Being in LA, you brush shoulders
Not
with a
not
lot of
famous.
interesting people. Some lawyers, some non-lawyers. So it should be fun, should be cool. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep it going because I think my trajectory is heading towards possibly doing like entertainment law, like sooner rather than later.
Oh.
Maybe being like not necessarily like an attorney litigating like all these cases, but being kind of like a half agent for some of these actors and actresses. Maybe I'm very good at negotiating. I'm very charismatic. I'm able to like open people up, and like last night I went to the improv and hung out in the back in the green room, so that was really fun.
Fun.
Got to meet a lot of
I
cool
think he'd be
people.
a really good agent. One of my agents is an attorney, actually.
Yeah,
Um,
and
so
it doesn't necessitate like practicing law. All you have to do is to just be a good negotiator. And what do attorneys do every day? We negotiate.
absolutely.
We try to convince
Yeah, I
people. We
mean, and
try
that's what
to.
agents are there to do, is protect their clients, get them paid as much as possible, all the different clauses in the contracts. I know all about that. I've had a few different agents in my career in entertainment as a costume designer. It was amazing, by the way, to see Claire Best on your show.
Yes, I was started to say
How,
that.
what a small
Oh
world.
my God,
I
she is
adore
incredible.
her. And I
That was the
just
second time she was on my channel, by the way. If
I
you haven't
went
seen the
back and
first one,
watched the other
oh,
video that she's on. I
she's
was so
such a wealth
surprised.
of
I'm like, wait,
knowledge.
what is Claire? Wait, how do they know each other? Like, this is crazy. She's an absolute phenomenal woman. And I just love how she speaks. Her agency, Claire Best and Associates, is like just absolutely killer. And yeah, and she's very cool. I love that she, calls herself a traditional feminist like I do as well. So, but yeah, your channel is amazing. Everything link in description. And I can't wait to hang out with you. I'm jealous I'm not going to Vegas.
Don't be. I'm only there for literally like a day. Like I'm flying in tonight.
Take
I'm gonna be there
pictures.
tonight, and then all day tomorrow, and then I fly out Sunday. So there's really you're not really missing anything. So don't feel
Yeah,
bad.
it's fun. I mean, I never really loved Vegas. All the times that I'd been there in my life, like 5, 6, 7 times I'd been there, had been for work in the past. And then I went there this past November for a 4-day trip, and it was friggin' hysterical. I mean, we had so much fun. I lost my voice for a week after because, I just love
Fucking
karaoke.
Vegas.
Oh, there's a place in Vegas called Ninja Karaoke. You should go. You will love it. It's so classy.
Ninja.
I will text you the name of the bartender hostess who works there. She's Japanese. She's fabulous. Um, it's like a little off the beaten path. Ninja Karaoke in Vegas. You will love it.
Is it on the strip or is it off the strip?
It's off the strip.
Okay,
It's in a
got
nook.
it.
It's a little hidden nook, so none of your fans will come find you. I want to karaoke with you. Well, I will definitely see you again in
I'll be
person.
back for sure. Maybe in the spring
Yeah, nice,
or
nice.
sooner. I don't know. This is the problem. So, I almost forgot. This is
Talk
absolutely,
to
I have
me.
to mention this.
Talk to me.
So, starting my last jury trial was September 30th of last year. Can you
Wow.
believe it? September 30th. Between September 30th and January 1st, which the January 1st that happened 6 days ago, I was supposed to have another 15 trials. 1 5, 15.
And they were
Now,
all
every single one either got continued or the client, we had like one who couldn't afford us, so we had to let her go, or they settled in our favor, or we got a new date.
yeah.
0 trials went in October, November, December. It's insanity. How and like if you in the legal profession, if you think COVID is still not affecting our cases, if
I,
that's not proof enough, like Jesus
no,
Christ.
I was just gonna say in the film industry too.
Oh God,
People be
it's so
like
bad.
sleeping on the Rona. They're not. The people don't realize how. I don't know. I feel like there's like it's like the Twilight Zone. Like people are kind of acting and thinking like, okay, that was in the past, but the Rona is real and things are getting delayed and
So in that same
pushed.
vein, my next jury trial is next Friday, a week from today. Again, is it gonna go? Probably this one I'm betting is gonna go because it's a very shady fucking prosecutor. But we have a new judge, so I'm excited. I think I'm pretty sure it's a new judge. Um, anyway, so the point is that's like the first of 22 trials I have scheduled over the next 4 months. So I basically have at least one, if not two trials every single week for the next like 16 weeks. Now again, some
Busy.
of them the problem is, I can't like schedule a trip like second week of March because I probably have a trial in there, but that trial may settle. So I may squeeze in like a short trip or something. Sometimes I'll do that.
Yeah.
But it'll all be last minute. So I don't have any plans to travel until like April. But lo and behold, I'll
Maybe
have
you
three
should come.
trials settle like back to back, and then I'll have like half of March open. You know what I mean? So it's unpredictable.
Yeah, my work is like that too. It's like I'll have either design a bunch of commercials and music videos and short things, or I'll have a TV show that lasts 3 months or a film that lasts 3 months and then nothing for 3 months or whatever. But you should try to take a trip to New York in April. I'm planning a big birthday.
So I hear.
Boop, 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 boop,
Is
boop.
that an invite? Is that an official
Oh
invite? Oh,
yes.
fuck
Oh
yeah,
my
then I'm
God. I
there.
would love to take you to my hometown.
Which days?
Manhattan.
Which days? Which block? You'll have to text me. Let me know.
Yeah, yeah. Mid-April. Um,
I told you my mom's birthday is April 11th, right?
yeah, yeah, close to mine.
Yep.
Yee. Yeah, I'm not doing any trips or anything. I'm just like, that's like a huge goal for me is to just really like connect with all my friends and have a birthday party because it's been a long time since I had a birthday party. But when I throw a party, like I throw a party. Like I have a big party. Like I've
Oh
had
my
birthday
heart. Boom,
parties,
boom,
like
boom, boom,
costume parties that
boom.
are like with 300 people. Like I'm like, yeah, that's my
You'll
thing.
have to let me know my qualifications. Like, do I have to make a purchases in advance
Something that
of
I
a
like to do though
specific costume?
well, I usually end up costuming everyone when I do have a costume
Oh,
party, but something that I like to do for my birthday, if I have a party, which I haven't had one in years, but when I do, is instead of a tangible, like physical gift, I don't like when people give me gifts. I like when people like bring me something experiential, like if they perform. So I've always had performers at my birthdays, whether they're dancers, opera singers, jazz musicians, magicians, fire eaters, uh,
have you
comics.
ever?
Like I just like
Oh,
when
damn.
somebody
Okay.
brings something for the whole party. And so that's something drag. I mean, I have had I've had contortionists. I've had crazy.
You're about experiences.
I've
You
had
don't
like
want physical things. You want
yeah.
like
It's
the
just like don't
experiences.
buy me a
Respect.
present, but bring something. Sing a song, do a tango, whatever. Read a book. I don't care. I just like when everyone gets to experience, cook something. You know what I mean? It's like it's that to me that is a much better birthday present is when something can be like shared with everyone. But anyway, I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you go. Have an amazing time in Viva Las Vegas. Um,
Viva this thing.
when we were talking about party tricks before, yeah, I was like, what, like thinking about one of my party tricks, how I can like tell everyone's sizes.
Yes, that's real. She looked at me and she's like, "You're about shoulder this, you're width this, you're about pants this, shoe size this, neck size this." And I'm like, "Hat size this." And I'm like, "Okay, half of those I didn't even know existed, first of all. Secondly, the ones I did know, how the fuck did you guess? Like on the spot, it's like fucking, oh
I
my God.
I
I was
think just
terrified for a
being a
moment.
costume designer for so many years, like I can look at anyone and just be like, yes, they're 10 and a half shoe, 32 waist, 14 and 3/4 neck, 22 sleeve,
I'm glad that I wasn't like wearing a cock
like
ring because she'd be
32
like, "Oh, you're
inseam.
about at 12 inches," you know. So how the fuck did you know my dick size?
Hey, hey. On that note, I adore you. I'm so happy you're my friend. I love your channel,
Likewise.
and I know that everyone's going to have a lot of fun watching this. If you guys stayed to the end of this segment of the channel, you will now get to watch a little out and about Larry and Amy in DTLA. And a little announcement, I'm going to start having memberships on my channel. And because everything that I do with my interviews is in the closet, my membership private video or my membership only videos will be all of the out and about things that I do. So
Wait, don't you need 30,000 subscribers for that?
mm-mm.
Oh, I thought you did. Never mind. It's for, I forgot what it is. There's something that you need. I don't know, whatever. Don't ignore me.
No, they YouTube changed some of their rules for that.
Oh,
But
nice,
yeah, now I'm
nice.
just gonna have a very, very modest cheapo budget Betty, you know, membership. But
Trust
I
me when I
want to
say this.
definitely like be able to share videos for members that are out and about. So it'll be kind of like a little example of that.
Make sure one of the tiers is the 99 cent tier.
Absolutely.
because like it's first of all, it's the lowest option YouTube will allow. And
100%.
secondly, like it will give every single person who's like, it's not within my budget to give you like $5 a month, but I could
Oh no.
definitely afford 99 cents a month. Um
I love that. I like,
that's yeah,
yeah.
a lot of content creators used to like shun it, and now they're all embracing it. Because and I'm one of them, because it's like,
Yeah.
why would you make it like an exclusive and exclude so many people who would love to join and use the emojis, but they can't
And I make
afford like
emojis for everyone. I make emojis for your channel.
you did. That is
I
true. We
do.
have
I make
Elon
emojis.
Musk, Adam Waldman, Amy Goodhart, and Evil Larry. Those four
I
emojis are
do.
all
I make
this girl
emojis for
right here.
anyone who wants an emoji. They just DM me a selfie. Make sure it's a picture that is not like a copyright picture, but like an actual selfie of yourself, and I will make you a free emoji. I like to cartoon people. It's my pleasure. But yeah, so I'm excited. All right. Have fun. I will
Thanks,
talk to
Amy.
you soon. Bye, sweetheart.
Watch the video that is
Watch
about
the
to
video.
happen
Don't
right
go anywhere
now.
because here we go out in
Go.
LA with animal lovers. Bye. So I'm not much of a vlogger, but I'm here with my buddy Larry.
Oh my god, hello. Oh, this is a
Hi,
video.
this
I wasn't
is a
ready for that.
video, yeah.
I thought she was taking a photo.
I'm like a
Snuck
little,
up on
I'm
me.
doing a little vlogging situation. Tacos, fish
Tacos.
tacos. We haven't eaten all day,
Starving.
and I am about to get down with some grilled cheese, some massive grilled cheese.
Down to crown.
doors. Every single one of those, when they would show, like, well, they're sealed now, but do you see those were all used in old times? So you know how you had reels, when you would play a reel,
I'm filming you right now.
and that's fine. When one reel would like end, so that they did not have to like skip a part of the movie, and like just people would sit there for no reason. What they would do is they would restart the reel and the next thing, get it all set up, and then as soon as that ended, then they would just hit a button.